Hey y'all, welcome back to my channel. Today I am going to be showing you a review on the Spectra S2 versus the Medela Freestyle. I am excited to show you guys this review because for once I am not choosing the Spectra. So right off the bat, you can see the biggest difference is the size. So the Spectra S2 is much larger and also has to be plugged in order for you to use it. Whereas the Medela Freestyle is much smaller and you can take this literally anywhere. It just has to have a good charge. On average, I was using it for a day and a half to about 2 days before I had to recharge it, so that was pretty convenient. Now before I turn these pumps on to show you exactly how they work in comparison to each other, I'm gonna go ahead and take these bottles and show you what these look like first. So here are what the bottles look like side by side. They both have a 27mm cone on them, and these are not the original Spectra parts. These are parts that I found off of Amazon because mine got a bit too old. But nonetheless, I will show you the main differences because this is very, very similar to the original Spectra parts. And if you haven't seen my original Spectra versus Medela video, I'm gonna leave a link up here somewhere for that video so you can check it out and see the main differences, at least between this Medela versus the other one. And because it looks like this one updated their system and the way this works, which is pretty awesome. It's something that I've always wanted. So I'm excited to break these open and show you what it looks like taken apart. So we're gonna go ahead and take this apart. They have these little levers up here, one here to the sides, and they literally just unhook. So it's pretty easy, and that's the outer part there. And then on the inside, you have the silicone piece that also has the flap on the bottom. And this flap here inserts into the inner part here. And then you can just simply take off your cone, and then this twists off. And that is all you do for these parts. So now let's go ahead and take apart the Spectra bottle. So first we're gonna go ahead and take apart the bottle, and then we will take apart the inside, which this piece just pops right off, and this would be in comparison to the flap. So the flap here is what this basically does for the Spectra part. Next, we're gonna go ahead and take apart the back. So we're just gonna pop this right off and take these pieces apart. And whenever you do this, you should get 3 different pieces. And this is exactly what it's like on the original parts as well. This is how the closed system takes place. And it's very easy to wash whenever you do this. However, I will say these 2 parts here are definitely gonna be the hardest pieces to wash. All right, so now I'm gonna go ahead and put all of the pieces back together, and we'll go ahead and turn on the systems, and I'll show you how both of those work. So really quick, if you're getting anything out of this video, make sure to give me a thumbs up, and don't forget to subscribe so that you can see more content like this. And like always, I'm gonna leave you links to all of these pumps down in the description below so that you can get them for yourself or just check them out. But anyway, let's go ahead and get right back into it. Okay, so we're gonna go ahead and start with the Spectra S2. I just plugged it in, and I'm gonna get the tubing connected and show you exactly how it works. All right, so I went ahead and connected the tubing to both of these. And before I turn it on, I do want to show you it has an awesome night light. So that's pretty convenient to have. And it also has a cup holder there on the end. So that's pretty convenient as well. But we're gonna go ahead and turn these on, and I do want you to pay attention to here. You're gonna be able to see the intensity of the actual suction. So whenever you first turn it on, it starts at the letdown phase, which I don't know why it does that, but we're gonna start at the stimulation phase, because in order to get a letdown, you must stimulate your breast first. So it's gonna start at the 70 here, and unfortunately this doesn't have a cycle for the stimulation, but it does have a vacuum, which I'll slowly increase. and it goes all the way up to a 5. So once you actually start stimulating your breasts and you start to see a letdown, which a letdown is whenever you see the release of your milk. It sometimes shoots out, or maybe it just flows a lot faster, but that's what the letdown is. So whenever you have your letdown, you want to push this button here, and it's going to have a longer suck motion, so it sucks most of the milk out. And this actually does have different cycles here, so you're able to see which cycle you like best. So we're gonna go with the 54, and we're gonna start to slowly vacuum it up. And you can also see that it does get a little louder, but not too loud. And this one does go all the way up to a 12. So it's really cool that you can actually see it working. I like that part a lot. But yeah, that's pretty much all that this does. And I think it's really cool how you're able to have kind of like different speeds and suctions. I think it's super helpful to find out what works best for you to mimic your baby the best you can. Okay, so now that we're done with the Spectra, I'm gonna go ahead and show y'all how this Medela Freestyle works. Okay, so now we have the Freestyle here, and I already connected here at the top, and only in one bottle. So what's really cool about this is whenever you want to plug in another bottle, you just unplug this one and hook it into your other bottle. But we're only using one, so we're plugging that back in. All right, so now I want you to look at the back of this one while I'm pumping this. So we'll go ahead and turn it on. And another cool thing is, as you can see, it started on that 3 because it has a memory function. You can decrease it or increase it as much as you want and hold down this little person icon here, and then it remembers you. So next time I turn it on, it'll start at that 2. And I also like that it starts at the stimulation phase as well. So you don't have to go from the letdown phase back to the stimulation phase. So we'll go ahead and turn this all the way up so you can see its intensity. And if you can't tell, it is much louder than the Spectra. So it goes all the way up to a 9. And whenever you finally do get your letdown, you just push this letdown button here. And I already had that all the way up. Actually, almost. There's all the way up. And then we'll turn it down from there. It's so loud. Okay, but anyway, that's how the Spectra works. So we'll go ahead and turn this off. And now I will show you how to connect this doodad here. So now I'm going to show you how these pieces work. This is supposed to be so you can do hands-free pumping, which is pretty cool. So what you're going to do is you're going to connect this piece to the back, which it just literally pops on and off. This piece up here is meant to connect to any kind of nursing tank top or nursing bra, and it just literally connects right in. And then you have this bottom piece here that you put on the top, slide that in, and then you can clip this onto whatever garment you're wearing. It literally just clips. So you're able to really hold this in place, and it's stretchy too if you need to hold it on a bit tighter. And this is obviously adjustable, so you can literally just unclip that there and adjust it back and forth. So I thought that was a pretty cool thing that came along with the Medela parts. Okay, so now I thought it would be really cool to bring them both out and show you side by side how they work on their highest functions. For the stimulating first, and then we'll go let down next. So we'll go ahead and turn them both on. That's the highest stimulating. We'll turn this one all the way up. Okay. So the Medela is much faster when it comes to the stimulating part, and definitely much louder. Okay, so now we'll go ahead and turn on the letdown phase. So it looks like the Medela is still faster because I do have this set on the highest or the fastest motion here, I'm sure. Yeah, that's the fastest. So all in all, I really think you might get most milk out of the Freestyle because it's just faster in both motions. But because of the capacity and both of the end pieces, it looks like the Spectra might give you more of a suction because the Medela looks a bit more limited. So honestly, gosh, I really don't know. I wish I was still nursing so I can do a side-by-side comparison on both breasts, but I can't do that. But that's really cool to see that they're both very similar. So really quick, let's go ahead and talk about the price difference, and which I will let you guys know I am leaving these pumps down in the description below so that you can check them out for yourself. But y'all, this is around $150, maybe a little more, a little less, depending on where you buy it. And this one is actually over $300. So it's double the price of the Spectra. But you guys, I think it's worth it. I mean, you can take this anywhere you want, and I feel like the suction and the speed definitely much more faster and stronger. So I feel like you might get a lot more milk for the faster time. And also, it's just much more comfortable, to be honest, because you can take it wherever. If it's in your purse, if it's in your diaper bag, if you have to take this everywhere with you, it's gonna be much harder. And if you get this, then you might as well go ahead and get yourself a hand pump as well, because it's gonna be really hard to travel with this. And also, I did want to mention the Medela Freestyle has a newer version out. It's called the Medela Freestyle Flex, which I think I might get for my next baby because it's much smaller than this. I know, I can't believe it, right? Smaller, but it also has really cool looking cones. So the cones look like they have some sort of padding on it so that it's much more comfortable to put on. It really brings the pumping experience to the next level. So I'm gonna leave all those pumps down for you below. I hope you check them out, and I hope this video helped you decide on which pump that you should get or which one works best for you. So that's gonna be it for today's video. And like always, if you got anything out of this video, please give me a thumbs up, and don't forget to subscribe to my channel so that you can see more. I'll see y'all next time. Bye y'all.